Starting with number 1, best race you've ever won.
Definitely the Coolmore last year, the Group 1 at Flemington.
Favourite holiday destination? These go in and out of racing, fun, some more serious than others.
Holiday destinations, probably actually coming back to England because I get to come home. And
Have you seen the weather?
Maybe not with the weather, but coming back to England and then maybe a little side trip to Europe where the weather's a little bit better.
Nice. Will you get to go to Europe after? Oh no, you're back to Australia.
Not this time, no.
Yeah. Jam or cream first?
Or cream.
Okay, it's controversial. Toughest opponent?
This weekend or altogether?
Ever, yeah. Who you've ridden against?
James McDonald's hard. He's tough to ride against him week in, week out. He's one of the best and he's very tough to ride against.
Tough just because his quality or also his mentality?
Both, yeah. He's a very good rider. I mean, he gets very good rides, but he's a very good rider and he's a good competitor.
Name your hidden talent.
This could be questionable. I'm glad Luke's not here to question this. I don't know. I'm very much.
You've thought of something.
It's not really a talent. It's more like my hobby at home. It's like I mean, I have a horse at home that I do a bit of show jumping with, but also I'm just like I try to be the handyman at home. I try to fix everything, do everything. I'm one of those. I'm continuously on machinery outside. Doesn't always end well, but I have a go.
Love it. I wasn't expecting that. Go-to cheat meal?
Most of my meals are cheat meals because I'm so light. So I just eat what I want all the time. Yeah, jockeys definitely envy me. I can use it as a little bit of maybe team tactics, you know, just sort of have a little drink of water, snack in front of the jockeys that are struggling with their weight.
Like it. What has been the toughest part of your career to date?
Probably starting again in Australia. As such, you know, moving there, taking that leap and going and committing to moving, you know, halfway across the world and sort of starting my career pretty much from scratch again over there.
How much did you know about Australian racing and how things were going to pan out when you moved?
When I first went, I just went for 2 months, sort of working holiday, and knew absolutely nothing about it at all. Being there for those 2 months, that's what convinced me to go back and have a go. But I was still very, very green, very new, didn't know much about it. But yeah, it's been a good move.
Exactly, it has, yeah, definitely. Has there ever been a moment where you've thought about quitting?
Yeah, many times. Probably more so here than Australia. Probably a couple of times there, getting going. You know, it was tough. It was a lot of travelling to start with. I was based in Sydney, but I had to travel a lot to sort of the country meetings to get rides, you know, and to build up my profile, I guess. So it's been successful, but a lot of hard work as well.
I'm interested in your answer to this one because you started here and you've had success in Australia, but when you were younger, what was the one race you wanted to win?
Probably the Grand National, which is really weird because I wanted to ride over jumps. Dad was a jumps jockey, just like an amateur jumps jockey. That's all I ever wanted to do. My first ever ride was over jumps, actually in Ireland.
Wow.
So that's what I did to start with, and I was convinced I was going to be a jumps jockey. Definitely was never the size to be a jumps jockey, definitely more size to be a flat jockey, and when I realised it was probably safer and a bit more money, I made the switch to flat racing. Nice.
From the Grand National to flat racing to Australia.
Yes.
I like it. Who's been the biggest inspiration in your career?
It's tough. There's been so many people. I mean, Dad was sort of one pushing me here, definitely, to get going. He was the one, as a kid, you know, traipsing around with ponies, going to horse shows and things like that, and just always had that horse bug. And then going to Australia, look, my first boss was Gay Waterhouse, just who, I mean, needs no introduction. She's incredible. Guided me throughout my whole apprenticeship, and I still ride for her now, and she's been a huge part of my career. And then probably on to sort of Bjorn Baker, who I ride for a lot now. He's probably my main trainer. And I can't go without saying my husband, who's the biggest supporter of mine. He would have loved to have actually been on this trip with me, but unfortunately, because we came over only a few weeks ago, he couldn't get another trip away from work. But look, he's literally followed me around the world, wherever I've ridden, and yeah, been my #1 supporter.
I love that. Your answer to your biggest inspiration wasn't other jockeys, but more people that have helped you along the way. If you could put something into room 101, what would it be? If you know what that is, I didn't. But
I don't know what that is.
Don't worry, I didn't either. Room 101.
Remember, it's like a TV thing, wasn't it? A program? I do remember it being on TV, but I can't remember what it is.
A pet peeve. So something you could put in room 101 and it never gets out. Banished it.
Using the word female jockey.
Ooh.
We're jockeys, we're not female jockeys.
Like it. That's a great answer. No, I always
want... we get spoken as, we get addressed as jockeys in Australia.
Yeah.
It's very rare I ever get called a female jockey.
Yeah.
I want that to be worldwide.
That's a great answer. How do you, or is there, sorry I'm diving a bit deeper, but I sometimes wonder how to not address you, but to cover the topic of female jockeys, not to ban that word, but how would you like it approached? Because you all ride on the same level, it's a level playing field, it's the only, or one of the few sports where that happens.
Yeah.
But I imagine you still, or maybe you don't want it talked about.
I guess it's something, I mean, you have to say it in some regard, you are a female jockey, but it's more the, you know, this happened because they're a female jockey, or like it being a reason why you either succeeded or didn't succeed or whatever it was. And but I just know, you know, there's many trainers, and there was one especially in Australia, Mark Noonan, who I actually had my first Group 1 winner for, who he said in an interview one day, someone asked him, you know, about my success, and isn't it great to see female jockeys doing this, and straight away he cut them down and said, no, she's not a female jockey, she's a jockey. Like, she's the same as, you know, I have her hold her in the same regard as everyone else. We're paid the same, we compete the same, we get no advantage, which I think is fantastic, and I hope it stays that way, that, you know, it is a level playing field. I think it's an incredible sport where we can compete on a level playing field. And
by media not saying female jockey and using, you know, you're a jockey as, that just, I suppose, further highlights that. Yeah,
definitely, and I think it's something that always will be there to some degree, but it is nice to just be spoken about in the same sentence, and just use, you know, the same wording, I guess, as when you're talking about any of the male jockeys.
Yeah, no, great answer, love it. Get it in room 101. What feature of horse racing would you put in? So you've probably answered that one.
Same one, yeah.
What are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of? Not succeeding. Like, something that I've set my mind to. If I, you know, set out to do something, I'm very stubborn, I won't give up until it's done. But yeah, being able to not do something that I want to do.
That's why you're a top jockey. Tell me your best dad joke.
Oh, I need Luke here for that. He's got the best dad joke. Well, they're terrible actually, but I can't think of any.
They didn't stick in your mind, clearly.
But unfortunately, I can't remember any of them.
Maybe you remember this. What was the last song you listened to? Maybe on the flight over.
The guy that drove me here had some, what did he have playing? Some radio station, Magic FM or something. There was
welcome to England.
A few bangers on that.
Like it. Bit of Magic FM on the way to Ascot. What's your proudest moment in the sport?
I mean, as a general term, like going to Australia and succeeding, but definitely I think getting my first Group 1 winner over there was a huge milestone. I'd just finished my apprenticeship. I was only, I think, 2 months into my sort of senior riding career, and to get that sort of monkey off my back, I guess, and get that first Group 1 winner was a big moment in my career. I'm
sure you always believed you could, but when you do ride that first Group 1, is it a bit of like, okay, I can do this now? Yeah, relief. Yeah. A lot of relief, definitely. And just, I mean, putting your hand up and saying, you know, I can do it. Especially, like I said, look, Sydney's, it's tough. It's a really tough jockey's room. It's very, very competitive. So to just even get rides in Group 1s is hard, but then to be able to win one was a big moment in my career. Stayers or sprinters? Oh. What do you prefer to ride? Maybe not which horse sticks out in your mind as one that you've won on, but do you like to ride in a fast sprint race, or do you like to be on a good stayer?
It's hard because in Australia we have a lot of sprint races, but then all my Group 1 winners had been stayers until my last one, which was a sprint race, and that was pretty cool because it was up the straight, Flemington. I do like riding a tactical staying race though as well.
Like it?
It's a bit of, it's a little bit of fun.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Easy one. If you weren't a jockey, what would you be? A builder.
Show jumper. Horses still.
That's a cheat answer. Come on, give us another.
I got no idea.
A handyman, like you said at the start.
Wannabe.
Yeah. First memory of horse racing or being around horses?
First memory of horse racing is probably going point to pointing with Dad's runners. Dad trained a couple, so when we were kids we'd always go. And
can you remember where?
We went everywhere. One though that was really probably more special than any was when Dad had a runner in the Fox Hunters up at Aintree, and me and my brothers got to all have a day off school. Probably shouldn't say that, but we did. All went up there and were able to watch Dad's horse run. It was actually a homebred as well, so wow. That's one that really sticks out in my memory.
You're allowed a day off for that.
We used to have a few.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
I said it once before, probably stubborn, competitive and passionate.
Is there a weird food combination that you enjoy?
I just like all food. So that was one thing going to Japan, the food was just unbelievable.
Really?
Japanese food. I don't think I could ever go to a Japanese restaurant, though not in Japan again, because it's just not the same. I ate pig's ears over there.
And they're nice.
Not like the kind of ones you give to your dog, but similar.
And they're good?
So good. Some bits of chicken that you wouldn't even imagine you could eat. All sorts of weird things, but nothing I wouldn't eat again. There was, very, very good food over there.
Did you pick up any Japanese lingo?
No, I'm very bad at it. Ohio gozaimasu, that's about it.
What does that mean?
Hi, hi, hey. It means everything, but then they shorten it. So then in the end it just comes out Maz.
And that's it, Maz?
That means like, hey, how are you?
Nice.
All good. Morning, evening, afternoon, everything.
Maz.
Yeah.
Cool. Last couple. Frankel or Yates?
Frankel.
Why?
Just because I watched more of him probably. I remember going to the races to go and watch him at Goodwood. It was pretty incredible.
Final question. This is a good one. When you retire, how do you want to be remembered?
Good question. Just as a very good jockey. Not a very good female jockey, a very good jockey.
With any specifics on your CV? Or just a top level jockey?
Multiple Group 1s in Australia and at least one Group 1 in England.
A Royal Ascot winner?
Yeah, a Royal Ascot winner. Either or. One of those, not fussy.
That's your 23 questions. Rachel, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.